CS Road, right across from the school off Memorial. You can also shop your officially licensed MTSU Blue Raider gear from Raider Tees. It is MTSU Homecoming Week, and they have a special shirt that you can get from Raiders Tees. You can also get tees, polos, hats, and more at their showroom at 111 East MTCS Road. Ideas Tees can put your logo on just about anything. Stop by and see how they can help you promote your favorite team, workplace, organization. Learn more at ideastees.com.
Since 1966, Fans Heating and Air has been a symbol of quality for Murfreesboro and Rutherford County. For friendly, complete service on Amana, Bryant, or American Standard Heating and Air products, Fans will do it all. Sell you your choice of products and then install it with their factory-trained, experienced professional staff. In the unlikely event you need service, Fans will be there with trained technicians. Fans Heating and Air is located on Jayhawk Court. Call 615-893-7930. Fans Heating and Air.
Hello, this is Coy Young at Las Casas Feed Supply. We'd like to welcome you to our door.
I'm Ian Young. I'm at Las Casas Feed Supply. I'm selling beef and pork, 100% Angus, raised here in Las Casas. Come get you some.
Everyone's favorite cuts available, even options to purchase a quarter of a steer.
We got the beef. Hello, everybody. Las Casas Feed Supply.
Family owned and operated, Las Casas Feed Supply on Barlow Lane, just off Highway 96 East.
Craig's Tax Service.
We perform tax preparation, individual tax returns, corporations, partnerships, and all your payroll bookkeeping needs.
Brandon Craig with Craig's Tax Service.
We fulfill all your tax preparation needs from individual returns to corporations and handle any of those scary letters you may get from the IRS.
Craig's Tax Service at 142 Heritage Park Drive. Call 890-2233 for an appointment.
We're proud to support all Rutherford County athletes.
Craig's Tax Service, 890-2233.
At Dr. Automotive in Smyrna, we're committed to providing local car owners with top-notch auto repair services. With over 2 decades of experience, our ASC certified master technicians are experts in both foreign and domestic vehicles, ensuring accurate diagnosis and timely, cost-effective repairs. From oil changes to major engine and transmission repairs, we've got the cure for your car. Dr. Automotive, keeping your car running smoothly, mile after mile. Visit our website, smyrnaautorepair.com.
This is a paid legal ad.
At the law offices of John Day, we take only real cases that make a real difference.
My name is Laura Lynn, and my family needed legal help. The law offices of John Day took the burden really off of my shoulders. Never once did I feel secondary to anything else that was going on.
We want to make a difference in the community we hold so dear. And if you're ever injured, know that we are here for you too. Seriously injured? Call me, John Day.
Life's too short to stress about insurance. That's why Rick Hall at Rayburn Insurance is here to make sure you have the right coverage without all the hassle. He'll work hard to provide you with personalized service and finding the best solutions for you and your family. Whether you're looking for auto, home, or business insurance, Rick Hall's got you covered. Rick Hall at Rayburn Insurance Agency. Let him handle the details so you can focus on what really matters.
Primetime Sports, presented by Ideas Tees on 1019 100.5, 1450 wgnssports.com and Big G TV.
All right, we're back. We're talking fall sports. They're rapidly coming to a close for the high schools. We're going to start out talking about the Pack in the Park benefit last week on September 16th. Well, this week, all proceeds went to Special Olympics. Oakland head coach Jeff Porter and Siegel coach Katie Smith came up with the idea and said it was a great event that they hope to continue. Oakland defeated Blackman 2-0. Rockville defeated Siegel 1-0 in the event. Current soccer standings in 8 AAA. Rockville is tied with Oakland on top. Siegel 3rd, Blackman 4th, and Riverdale 5th right now. Central in District 8 2A is first with an 8-0 record. And so soccer's going on. Got some shout-outs for some soccer kids, fellas?
Yeah, go ahead, Rod.
Okay, for soccer, I had Sydney Johnson. I think it was last week, based on what I looked at, what you just said. But Siegel won 2 games by 4 points, and Sydney Johnson scored 3 of the 4 goals. It means they were a tough defense, and that's hard to score 3 of the 4. You get in some games where there's 6-7 points for a team, you're going to have somebody with 3 goals.
Is that a hat trick? Do they
I
call
guess
that a hat
so,
trick?
yeah.
Maybe it is. All right. So I want to talk about Emily Martinez of Stewart's Creek. She had a goal and an assist for the Lady Redhawks. I know they got a really good program over there. Got good leadership in that program.
And I'll jump on Haley Bonilla, also from Stewart's Creek. 3 assists. You don't get much credit in soccer for the assist. Everybody wants to make the goal, so good job, Haley, there. Moving over to volleyball, District AAA 8A standings. Siegel is first at 5-1, followed by Blackman, Oakland, Riverdale, and Rockville. Central's tied for second in their division, and the Lady Eagles out of Eagleville are sitting in first place in District 6 1A with a 6-0 district record. And in Division 2, Middle Tennessee Christian has won PCA 2 in Division 2 1A. Volleyball shout-outs. I'll start first. Lady at Central Bagnet, I know very well, Julia Stabel, her mom's my music teacher, had 8 kills and 8 blocks.
So I'm digging Jewel Sinkfield with PCA 16 digs. You know, that's the thing where people don't always give credit for those things, but that's like the assist, the digs. You know, you're keeping it alive.
You got to dig it.
That's right.
That's right.
I'm digging it.
A lot of times you got to dive and really risk your body at it.
Oh yeah, no doubt about that.
Okay, I have Maddie Porter, also from Central Magnet. She had 103 assists as a setter in 3 games and 57 digs. So this girl can do everything.
57 digs.
Wow.
Whoa.
She is moving and grooving. I hate to say it's another McFadden student, but just saying it's a McFadden student. Cross country, Siegel boys won the Siegel Invitation they hosted last weekend over the old VA golf course, and so took a run over there. We talked about that a little bit last week. And in golf, Blackman boys and Rockville girls captured the District 8 AA golf tournament today over at Old Fort Park. Danny was talking about going to Cedar Crest, playing, doing well. We had a lot of kids do well. Blackman's Braxton Head shot a 77 for low medalist, and Rockville's Addie Goolsby 84 was the girls' low medalist. Top 3 teams and 5 individuals play on the 29th in the region tournament. Those teams, of course, Blackman, Riverdale, and Siegel for the boys. For the girls, Rockville, Siegel, Blackman. Some local individuals that advanced include Patrick Freeman, Gabriel Copps, and Hudson McElhaney from Oakland, Brody Sinclair, and Xander Vaughn from Rockville. On the girls' side, a name we mentioned last year, because she's probably a better golfer than her dad, Gabrielle Voss from Riverdale.
I have no doubt she's a better golfer than her dad.
Got to be a better golfer.
I've got no doubt.
And in 7 AA, Stewart's Creek boys advanced to the region tournament, coming in 3rd behind Cookville and Lebanon. Again, all those sports really getting close to golf already in tournament time, and then volleyball and soccer really getting close. We've got about a little over 2 weeks to go, so making some moves, some big games coming up, games tonight. All right, we're going to move on. Let's talk. You said, I asked you, is there horse racing going on? You said, of course.
Yeah, you know, that's the beauty of this sport. It's year-round. Now, they run at different tracks at different times of the year, and usually this time of year is very important because the Breeders' Cup, which is the World Thoroughbred Championships, will be run at Del Mar October 31st and November 1st. So right now is really the build-up time for Breeders' Cup, because usually you space your races out, usually, you know, 4 to 6 weeks between races. So we're getting close to that time where now the final preps are really, really getting geared up for your horse. You want to get ready for the Breeders' Cup because that's the World Thoroughbred Championships. And, hey, that's when it all happens. There's some big races this weekend in Bensalem, Pennsylvania at Parks Racecourse, the Pennsylvania Derby, worth $1 million, boys, and the Cotillion Stakes, which is for the 3-year-old fillies, and it's worth $1 million. So we got 2 big 3-year-old races. These are probably the final 2 big 3-year-old races of the year this year, Cotillion and the Pennsylvania Derby.
I'd like to head to Pennsylvania, maybe a little bit cooler, see some leaves that aren't just brown and dead right now. No offense, speaking of things that are dead right now, are the Titans already dead? They lost last week. We were up at half. I was halfway paying attention. Nolan's like, hey, Dad, we're up at half. I said, okay, that's 1 half. Can we get to 2 halves? And we could not. Lost to the Rams 33-19. And as someone put it, more of the same. Fumbles, turnovers, lack of offense. 80 yards after halftime and only 7 first downs. And one of the players said, and they must have it on recording, we just got to stop shooting ourselves in the foot, boys.
I think that holds true in any sport at any level. You can't make mistakes, especially when you're at the pro level. I didn't watch any of the game, don't really know what happened, but it's one of those things where at this level you expect teams to win games and not lose games. Then you understand the difference in that. So if a team beats you, then okay, they beat us, but you don't want to beat yourself.
Well, Rod, when you coached, I coached, and it was, obviously not at the pro level, but at the same time, I never fussed at a kid when they made a mistake when they were hustling.
That's right. Man, I mean, anytime you're putting your effort out, there's going to be a collision or it's going to be some kind of contact, and the official's going to have to decide who committed it. But it's an effort, and you're always pleased for effort, but not when the clock's not running.
Well, you see drills all the time. Coaches got a football on a stick, and they move the football. Well, why they do that? They make you wait till the football moves. Then offensive and defensive line penalties drive me nuts. It's like lining up offsides. How can you not see where the ball is when you're lining up? Do you not look at the ball?
Did you remember seeing that when I saw the guy? He was lined up on the outside. His hands over the ball, and then they called it naturally.
Well, the mental mistakes are what drive coaches nuts. The mental mistakes. You try to prepare your team as best you can throughout the week, and like I said, if the other team beats you, they beat you. But the mental mistakes are what you can control. You can't always control whether you may have a holding penalty or whatever. That's not a mental mistake. That's just one of those things where sometimes you get caught with your hand in a cookie jar. Not that you're trying to do it on purpose, but still, the mental mistakes, the offsides penalties, the late hits, that's a mental mistake too. When you hit somebody late, or when you hit somebody out of bounds, or when you have those roughing penalties and that kind of stuff, that's mental. The mental things you want to clean up. If you can clean up the mental things, the physical mistakes you can understand. The mental ones, especially at this level, you want to try to keep that clean. And it's going to happen. We're all humans.
Well, AFC South play starts Sunday. Got the Colts coming to town. Now, I love Peyton Manning, and we know why, but I despise the Colts.
Yes, they always seem, we have them down, and I can remember games listening to it, and there's always a big play, that seems to happen. And what about Jones as quarterback? He's really struggled, but boy, he's looking great with Baltimore.
Well, the Colts come to town. They boast the NFL's leading rusher, second leading passer, talking about Daniel Jones, and an offense that has yet to turn the ball over or punt. They've not punted in their first two games.
Wow, that's pretty amazing there.
Sounds like a real disciplined team, doesn't it?
It does.
And Coach Mack was talking about, said the successful teams are methodical in their offense.
Yeah, absolutely true.
They're going to get the yardage by third down, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 3. And now the teams that can't do that, they're the ones that struggle. And that said, they have a good running game. But the thing that makes Jones much better is he has a good offensive line now.
Without question. I mean, when you are consistently behind the chains, it's hard to be successful. That's just how it is at any level. You have to get yards on first down. You have to hold on to the ball. When you can run the football, whether it's the peewees, the 5- and 6-year-olds, or the pros, when you can run the football, you can be successful.
Well, you mentioned line play. He got sacked 5 times last week. Cam did, and if the announcers talk about him wanting to be a pocket passer one more time, I'm going to reach through the TV and tell Cam, you may want to be a pocket passer, but when you don't have a pocket, run.
Yes.
It's not that you can't. I get it. You want to stay up. You don't want to get hit. I get it. I wouldn't want to get hit, but you've got to run because you're killing us taking those sacks.
When he started rolling out, then they started to have a little bit more success. He has time at least that he can look. And, of course, that one play, what an arm to go across his body going across the end zone to the opposite side.
Well, he's definitely got the tools. Colts coming to town are a 3.5-point favorite this Sunday, so we shall see. Offensively, the Titans have a chance. The Colts defense is not right now playing great. The question, of course, becomes, can we stop the Colts? So I don't know. We'll see. We got to put a full game together, full 60 minutes, which I'm going to preview that 60 minutes in a little bit here, talking about somebody else. Quick Nashville Predators note: they're going to dump $750 million in the upgrades in Bridgestone Arena. That sounds fantastic. Expanded concourses, upgrades as such as the largest rooftop bar in Nashville. Just what Nashville needs down there in Broadway.
Another rooftop bar. So $750 million. So it's going to be like a complete facelift? I mean, when are they going to do this, and where are they going to play in the meantime?
They want to get it done by 2030. Most of it's outside and just other things. They want to add some rental space, restaurants, the bar, a couple of towers, all paid for by ticket surcharges, sales tax revenue, not a dime of public funds, which is nice to hear these days.
Oh, that is nice to hear. Yeah.
That is nice to hear. So I'm all for it. Now you just got to start winning Predators again. That would be super nice. All right, Rod, let's talk about baseball. I wrote in my notes, Braves have won 5 in a row, Braves fans. You can listen to Braves baseball this weekend on WGNS, but you got a 0.1% chance, that's less than 1/10 for you math people, of making the playoffs.
That's right. Yes, John, that's right.
But there's been some fantastic play throughout the league and some things you want to talk about.
That's right. In fact, I'm going to report on the leaders in the American League, National League, like batting average, home runs, and all that. I know as a kid, I used to love to see in the paper would come out, MLB, and had all those listed. And every week I would check it. It'd come out one day a week. Well, we now have it in the D&J. Only thing is, I have to get my magnifying glass out now to look at it to see what the names are. So I ended up getting on my iPad so I could see it.
So you can spread it out?
Yeah. But right now, the batting average in the National League, Trey Turner, Philadelphia, has 305. But Nico Harner is right behind him, 303. So that's going to be one we don't know has been settled. Batting average in the American League, Aaron Judge, 329, and Jacob Wilson, 321. And Jacob Wilson, by the way, plays with the Athletics. Now, West being here, a lot of times we don't hear the West Coast unless they're the Dodgers, because basically we don't hear. It's the big names we see, like the Dodgers, but we don't hear the others too much. Don't know a
That's
lot of
kind of
players.
hard to believe in the National League that's the highest batting average.
It is.
305 is
right. We have 2 people over 300. Used to.
Because of course, we're old enough to remember Rod Carew chasing 400, George Brett chasing 400. I mean, that was good stuff.
Yeah, no, that was good stuff. So, how many home runs does Aaron Judge have? Is he among the league leaders there?
He's second. Okay, home runs in the American League. And this is the newsmaker.
And the reason he's
second.
second.
Have you ever heard of Kyle Raleigh, catcher for Seattle? Most people haven't. He's a switch hitter. He's hit 56 home runs. He's passed Mickey Mantle, who had 54 as the most ever by a switch hitter.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't know who he was till this year when he was in the All-Star game. I started looking him up and started checking things out. Aaron Judge is second with 48. National League, Kyle Schwarber has 53. So he's not too far from Kyle Riley. And Shohei Ohtani has 51. But Kyle Schwarber tied a record this week. And he had 22 home runs as a left-hander against a left-handed pitcher. And we know that, it's better to be opposite of what the pitcher's hand is. Usually you hit him better because the ball breaks away from you. And it ties the record with Greg Olson of the Braves. But then also Stan Musial, my hero, when I first game I ever went to, Cardinals got beat 11-2 by Pittsburgh, and he hit 2 home runs, so he was always my hero from that point on.
Stan the man.
Let me stop you there. We've hit a home run. We've knocked this segment out of the park. We'll be back right after this break.
Rely on the experienced professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air.
Whether it's the blazing heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter, let the Rheem Pro professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Conditioning on West College Street keep your home or business comfortable year-round. We service all major brands and in most cases offer same-day service. Call us today at 615-890-1311. Prentice Allsup Heating and Air, your Rheem Pro partner heating and cooling contractor on West College Street, just under the Thompson Lane overpass.
Your 401k is likely one of your most important assets, but it's only one part of a comprehensive retirement strategy. Edward Jones can help you understand how your retirement assets fit into your entire retirement picture so that you can work toward meeting your unique retirement goals. contact me, Lee Colvin, your Edward Jones financial advisor, in the Public Shopping Center on South Rutherford Boulevard, or give us a call at 615-907-7056. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC.
Kenneth Barrett believes accountability begins with the sheriff and will make it a foundation of his sheriff's office. For 27 years, he's led with integrity, fairness, and a willingness to hold himself and his team to the highest standards. That commitment deepens public trust, improves morale, and strengthens safety across Rutherford County. Kenneth Barrett as Rutherford County Sheriff is a leader you can count on.
I'm Kenneth Barrett, running for Rutherford County Sheriff. I'd appreciate your vote.
Paid for by Kenneth Barrett for Sheriff, Treasurer J.M. Stewart.
Clark's Auction Company will get you top dollar for your property.
Clark's has a team of experienced auctioneers and realtors who make selling your property simple. Whether you're selling your home, farm, or have an estate to settle, auctions are easy, fast, and profitable. You don't have to worry about the hassle of updates, repairs, or showings, and you'll receive multiple offers on auction day.
Clark's Auction Company will get you top dollar for your property.
Clark's Auction Company, committed to auction excellence.
Sold it to you, 27.5.
Genesee Orthopedic Alliance takes great pride in treating local athletes here in Rutherford County. Here's Dr. Russell McKissick with TOA.
We have a passion here for taking care of our athletes here in Rutherford County. We really do our best to take care of them.
Experts in joint, bones, and muscles.
Many years we've been taking care of athletes around here, and we've just picked up where Dr. John started, and we just keep going.
TOA has a playbook that gets you back in the game. To request an appointment, visit TOA.com or call 855-NEED-TOA. TOA, live your best life.
Primetime Sports, presented by Ideas Tees on 1019, 100.5, 1450, wgnssports.com, and Big G TV.
All right, we're back. We were talking baseball at the break. Want to finish a little more? We're wondering if the judge can get the Triple Crown, Rod.
Cannot. He's not that high up in the RBIs. He's not even the top two in the American League.
So my Reds have a 4.8% chance of the playoffs, so I'm still holding out hope.
Yeah, better than the Braves, right? John Dinkins knows that, don't he? Because you've told him, haven't you?
He does know that. All right, let's talk college football. Don't look at my notes. Don't cheat. There are two teams in the state of Tennessee that are undefeated.
Memphis.
Oh, Rod's got Memphis. Do you know the other one?
That's Vanderbilt.
Golly, Vanderbilt.
How about that Vanderbilt?
They are killing me in my picks.
Anchor down.
They're anchored. I was blown away. You know, I watched the beginning. Vanderbilt scored. South Carolina scored. And I thought, man, this is going to be crazy. 7-7. And then I woke up and looked at the score and I went, oh, my gosh. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, because they
31-7?
Yeah, well, so in our Pigskin Picks, I picked against Vandy. Not because I didn't think they could win, but because Vandy has been such a teaser. You know, I covered Vanderbilt football when, you know, Rod Dowhauer, Woody Woodenhofer, what was the old boy's name that looked like Steve Martin? Bobby Johnson. You know, some during the James Franklin era too. You know, but when those Bobby Johnson, man, they were such teasers. They would play a great game and then they would lay an egg. And then they would play a great game, and they would lay an egg. So this tells me this is a different Vanderbilt football team. And they had a good year last year, a really good year last year. I think they're on the cusp of a really good year this year, too.
The Commodores 3-0 dominated every facet of the game, forced 4 turnovers, and Coach Lee said the Commodores just, the line of scrimmage, just dominated.
That's the thing. They're so physical. And I've never seen Vanderbilt that physical before, offensively, defensively.
Right. Back in those days when I was talking about with Woody Woodenhofer, they were very physically defensively because they were extremely physical because they had some really good players on that side of the ball. They just couldn't score. They just had no offense, like none. But now they're physical on both sides of the football, which that's how you win in the SEC.
That's right. That's what makes that league different as far as the depth of the SEC is all of the line play.
It's a line league.
Diego Pavia, 18-25, 177 yards, nothing big, but 2 touchdowns. You know, they went on the road. They knocked out Heisman Trophy candidate Lenora Sellers in the second quarter, and when he went out, the Commodores sunk them.
Yeah, well, there you go. It was anchored down.
They sunk them. Speaking of sunk, my Vols up in Knoxville if you weren't a Tennessee or a Georgia fan and you sit and watch, you're like, this game is awesome. But if you're a Tennessee fan, you're like, even when we were up 21, we scored 21 points in the first quarter, I still wasn't happy. You feel it, and I hate that feeling.
Well, because you know it's Georgia, and you've lost 8 straight years to them, and there's no lead that's safe in a game like that.
And then Kirby, I feel almost like we have to apologize. I don't think we should have won that game. I thought Tennessee outplayed us in a lot of ways. Well, that's easy to say, Kirby, when you won.
Of course it is, but I mean, it's true. Tennessee, and that happens. You see those games whenever, we've all seen them, where one team plays their rear end off, and should win the game, and then they don't. And that's what happened there.
Well,
Tennessee should have won the game. They played well enough to win the game. They just didn't.
You mentioned playing your tails off. A couple of local kids we want to give shout-outs to. Arian Carter, Smyrna, Arian Carter, 14 tackles led the Vols. Caleb Herring probably had, in my opinion, his best game of all. 1.5 sacks. I wish he'd have gotten one more. He missed Stockton on that run. And then you were talking about the line play.
Right. Perry from Middle Tennessee Christian School. I think he's a redshirt freshman, isn't he?
Yes.
And so he's first to start this year. And he's supposed to have been the right guard, but the right tackle was a number 5 level player, freshman coming in, but he's hurt.
Sanders been hurt.
So they moved him to the right tackle. And one of the announcers, a former player for the Vols, he said that a Georgia coach told him, said they were hoping that the other guy would come back because Perry's been playing so well. So we've got several that are really playing at high levels.
Absolutely right. This has been a hotbed of talent for a long time, and it's good to see those kids making their mark at the next level.
Whether it's Vandy or Georgia, you got to give credit where credit's due. Georgia made the plays they had to make at big times. That drop in a bucket pass in the fourth quarter when we were up 8, you just tip your hat, son. That was unbelievable.
Now, Clark, I know you're really upset. Almost probably cried for the first day.
It wasn't a cry. It was more anger, just pure anger. The only good thing is believe it or not, I was babysitting. And so I had a 10-year-old on my chest asleep during the game, so I just had to sit there. That's what my wife said. Thank goodness.
Do you remember the TV brick? Do you remember when they had
I need a brick.
You need a TV brick, don't you?
I need a brick bad.
But let me tell you, I thought that was the most physical game Tennessee's ever played against Georgia in the last several years. I mean, physically, they were right with them. Always before, we could not match their physicality.
Well, that was the difference. So when I did a story about this during the Butch Jones era, when Tennessee was trying to make the comeback, Butch Jones brought Tennessee football back there for a few years because he recruited Tennessee very well. The difference was the big uglies. All the other schools, because like LSU came to town, and man, they got these monsters, and Florida comes in, and they got these monsters, and Alabama comes in, they got these big elephants. Tennessee didn't have those kids. Now they do, and you're right. They are very physical, and they played a heck of a ball game. They just couldn't get, when it was winning time, they couldn't get it done.
Vandy and Tennessee both got a couple of cupcakes this week. Tennessee's hosting UAB. Vanderbilt very well should get to 5-0 before they head to Alabama. That will be very interesting. But people jumping on the Vandy bandwagon. I mentioned earlier it's a 60-minute game, but MTSU says, well, not necessarily. Not necessarily. The Blue Raiders trailed 13-0 with under 7 minutes to go. And so, thanks to Vadiato and some extra play from Nahaz Cox, Middle Tennessee pulled off the victory, 14-13.
Big win for Middle Tennessee State, going on the road, winning. Like Coach Mason said last week, hey, we're chopping wood and toting water. And that's what they did. You stay at it. You continue to follow the process, and you let your leaders lead, and you do the little things, and you take care of the little things, and the big things happen. Hats off to them. Big road win for them.
You hold a team to 13 points, you ought to be in the game.
That's right. And it gives you a chance. Even with 7 minutes to go and you're down 13-0, you got a chance.
You're right. All you need is 2 plays. If you have a couple big plays, then, man, you're right back in it.
It's the first time since 2014 MTSU rallied from a deficit of 9 or more points with 6.5 minutes or less remaining in regulation. MTSU senior safety Jawan Gaston is Conference USA Defensive Player of the Week. He had 2 key interceptions, one in the end zone to stop a Nevada scoring drive, which would have probably changed the game. Second came in the fourth quarter that led to the Blue Raiders' first touchdown. So congratulations, Gaston and the MTSU Blue Raiders. Marshall, horse boy, the what?
Thundering Herd.
The Thundering Herd is coming to town for homecoming, and it's Hall of Fame time. So I'm going to quiz y'all on a little Hall of Fame stuff.
Okay.
I don't think you would want to ride a Thundering Herd, would you?
I don't know.
Well, it just all depends. If you're headed to the wire and you're on the lead, then yeah. If you're in the Kentucky Derby, you dadgum right, you want to be on that Thundering Herd.
So MTSU is recognizing the class of 2025 6 outstanding former athletes. I'm gonna start with Garth Petrelli. Rod, I know you know that name.
Mm-hmm. In fact, we moved here in '89. And that was his senior year, and talk about kicking magic. I never seen a kickoff kicker could be a big part of the game, and plus his field goals with it. I mean, he would just place it, they would recover. And he just had such a great touch.
Yeah, Garth, super good guy. He had a son that kicked at Smyrna. Garth's been part of the Smyrna Fire Department. So Garth has been big in this community, not only as a football player, but just as an individual.
So kicked for the O-Zone, as they like to say over at Oakland. Went to MTSU, first team All-OVC all 4 years, freshman all the way through. Also named to the Ohio Valley Conference half-century team. So congratulations, Garth. Another guy that I knew, do you remember Warren Big Cat Kidd?
Warren Kidd, basketball player.
Mm-hmm. Basketball player.
Yeah,
he was a beast. Only player in MTSU history with at least 1,000 points and 1,000 rebounds. This guy everybody knows, Kevin Byard, is being put into the class. It's about time. He's already in the Conference USA Hall of Fame class. Volleyball player Ashley Adams, who led the MTSU team to the Sweet 16 in 2017. Ann Dudley, a former track All-American, 4-time Division I All-American in track, is being recognized. And finally, Jerry Singleton, which I did not know the name, but I'm glad I read his bio. First black scholarship athlete to ever compete in any sport in MTSU.
Outstanding. What was he?
Track and field.
Track and field.
Coach Dean Hayes, which I always thought a lot of Coach Hayes, especially his wife. She was an education teacher over at MTSU. I had many times, but went to Chicago and recruited that young man, first black scholarship athlete ever. So congratulations to him and all of those folks at MTSU. So again, homecoming weekend coming up this Saturday. Don't forget to get your Burrow Bound t-shirt at Ideas Tees. Hall of Fame ceremonies. The Grove opens up Saturday at 7:30 in the morning. Food trucks, inflatables, giveaways begin at 3. The Raider Walk is at 3:30, and the Family Fun Zone opens at 4:30. Kickoff is at 6 o'clock. You can get pregame and game right here on WGNS. So, again, I think a chance. Marshall's 1-2 right now. They lost to Georgia, just like Tennessee did. Lost to Missouri State, beat Eastern Kentucky. So, very winnable game for the Blue Raiders Saturday.
Absolutely right. You know, what they have to do is be able to continue to build off of what they've achieved. Because, you know, sometimes when you go on the road, there's less distractions. You can concentrate more, all that kind of stuff. So now you're back at home. You've got homecoming and you've got Hall of Fame stuff. So the challenge for Coach Mason, keep his kids focused and continue to build off the successes that you enjoyed at Nevada.
Great opportunity for people to go out Saturday night. You know, again, Tennessee, Vanderbilt playing cupcakes. Not big games this weekend really on the TV. MTSU would really appreciate all the fans coming out and support the Blue Raiders in their second home game. Because I know, no offense, they laid an egg at the first home game. And we were worried about that.
And we kind of almost gave up on them.
Almost.
But here they are. But never give up.
Right. You got to understand it's a marathon race. It's not a sprint. And one game does not a season make. When you lose to a team like Austin Peay, that's one of those scheduled wins, and you start scratching your head and you start wondering, you know. But they answered the call last week.
Played better against Wisconsin.
Well, think about the portal. Stuff like that makes a difference too. I mean, how much has the team gelled yet? It's going to take longer. You know, used to have kind of a system that got us ready in timing and everything. And I know one year my father got real sick, and I was gone all during preseason, pretty much. He lived in West Tennessee, and the season wasn't the same. I mean, the kids didn't react the same. It was just different, and so that makes a difference when you
got 60 something new players at MTSU.
It's hard to blend it together. It's going to take time sometimes. Sometimes it'll come together quick. You just never know.
Well, speaking of time, we're out of time on this segment. We're going to come back. We're going to finish up talking high school football.
Quick, convenient, efficient. 3 words that we all hope to experience when we do business. Our goal at JHA Company is to bring just that to an industry that's traditionally dictated to the customer when it's time to do business. Whether you're purchasing class pictures in a yearbook, class jewelry, a letter jacket, school spirit wear, or senior graduation products, we strive to make the experience quick, convenient, and efficient. Find out more at jhacompany.com. JHA, your one source for an unparalleled scholastic experience.
Pizza. Murfreesboro's favorite pizza is now hiring at all 3 local locations. That's right. We want you to join the Sir Pizza team. Stop in at our East Main, Veterans Parkway, or Memorial Boulevard locations and let us know how you'd like to join the Sir Pizza family. Also, we've made it even easier to order for carryout or delivery. Just head on over to sirpizzatn.com.
Sir Pizza, you made me love pizza again.
You've heard people say, you know your work by your name, but there's no better name for residential and business concrete work than Dan France Concrete. From basic slabs to decorative stamping, for your next concrete project, call Dan France Concrete, 615-642-5152.
This is Dan with Dan France Concrete, wishing all Rutherford County student athletes a great season. Study hard, play harder, and be safe.
Trust me, Dan is committed to the community and will offer you a great product. He'll stand behind his work and make sure you're satisfied with every aspect of the work. Dan France Concrete.
Rely on the experienced professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air.
If your old unit needs a tune-up, the professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air service all major brands and even offer same-day service in most cases. Keep your home or business comfortable year-round. Call us today at 615-890-1311. Prentice Allsup Heating and Air, your Rheem Pro partner heating and cooling contractor on West College Street, just under the Thompson Lane overpass. Online at PrenticeAllsup.com.
True Blue Raider fans don't settle for just any gear. They shop at Raider Tees, specializing in Middle Tennessee apparel and accessories. No distractions, just pure Blue Raider pride. From t-shirts and hoodies to decals, stadium chairs, and exclusive designs you won't find anywhere else. We've got it all. Stop by 111 East MTCS Road right across from MTCS and gear up today. Raider Tees, bigger, better, and go blue.
Primetime Sports, presented by Ideas Tees on 1019 100.5, 1450 wgnssports.com and Big G TV.
All right, let's talk high school football. It's hard to believe this is week 5. We are getting ready for the midpoint of the season. Last week, I was down at Laverne watching Riverdale. The offense got untracked Friday night with a 44-7 win at Laverne. Gavin Hampton threw for about 300 yards. 4 of them to Corbin Reynolds. I was like, Tamara, is that the same kid? And it was 4 touchdown receptions. Laverne's still trying to figure it out.
They are. They're trying to get things figured out down there.
But I tell you, they played hard.
Oh yeah.
And
like
didn't
I said,
quit.
I think they're heading in the right direction. It's just it's tough. It's tough in this district to when you think about trying to build something when you've got Oakland and Riverdale and Blackman and Smyrna and Stewart's Creek and all these teams that are way more accomplished than you, and that's what your schedule is, and it's tough.
And Friday night, y'all were...
We were at Rockville and Stewart's Creek game.
Wow, I didn't expect that one.
I tell you what, Rockville was really physical. Their defensive line is tough. I mean, they had Stewart's Creek on the run defensively. It set them back. It was almost like kind of... when we saw Siegel Lebanon just really hit Siegel in the mouth at the beginning. And plus, they struck with a touchdown pass, first play from scrimmage. And so it was really, Stewart's Creek was trying to catch up from there on.
Well, they forced 3 turnovers. Like you mentioned, Count said he feels like his defensive line is one of the best in the county. They could easily be 4-0. They lost those first 2 very close.
Right, exactly.
Well, in a process of trying to finish the game, and I think they're starting to learn that.
So
but the thing, they got their confidence playing Laverne, but because you can work on everything, that a good team may stop it, where you can get into the flow, then you can use it later.
Right.
I think they're a dangerous team right now in the district. Blackman played Nolensville 42-0, I do believe. I mean, big game for the Blaze.
42-7.
7.
I think so, yeah. I think 42-7.
So they improved to 4-0. They host Laverne, so they look to stay unbeaten coming up. Middle Tennessee Christian blanked Chattanooga Grace 63-0. Shy Murphy, Ali Bangura, if I said that right, combined for 250 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns. Drew Prosser and Riley Brown each had an interception return. DCA gave PCA their first loss of the year, 27-7. We knew their schedule was getting ready to kick into gear.
Right, and I think they're a division of a double A instead of single A, and they're a strong team, a good strong program for years, so you knew there'd be a little different kind of competition.
Eagleville went out to Cascade on Thursday night, lost 24-21, dropping the 2-2. Jonathan Jordan rushed for 179 yards and 2 touchdowns. Thomas Solomon added 91 yards and a touchdown to lead the strong Eagleville attack. I got a text from Miss Puffer saying they're listening. If they're still listening, KP, I'm coming again tomorrow night. I'm going out to Eagleville, check out the Eagles again.
All right, the Eagleville Eagles.
So this is their first district game. We'll talk about it in a little bit coming up. But Eagleville's got a pretty good little squad there. The Oakland Patriots, big surprise, special teams.
Mm-hmm.
Greg Tutt turned what the coaches thought was a 20-yard loss into a touchdown. Defense, of course, played well. They didn't really do much on offense, 271 yards. But, I mean, when you're putting points up, and we talk about this every single year, he's getting to play so many kids because of how he's beating people.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I mean, King Tut hasn't had to be the primetime guy because he's got a lot of weapons, and they've been able to get up in games, so he's able to play more kids, and the more kids you can play early, the better you are late. That's how it works.
But shout out to Pearl Cone. I mean, they played him really the toughest defense that they faced this year, but maybe PCA, and they're 0-4 right now. So they really played hard, but they've lost to PCA, BGA, MBA, and top teams, and that's why they want to do it, because they want to prepare for the state tournament in their division.
You watch when playoffs get here, and we'll talk who's left.
Mm-hmm.
Pearl-Cohn will be there in their division. They were held to negative run yards by the Patriots and just 118 yards total. Another, I don't know if you want to call it a surprise, it was an even match. Smyrna Siegel, were you at that game?
I was at that game. A good, hard-hitting affair. For Smyrna, they feel like missed opportunities. That's a game. Smyrna felt like UT. Missed 2 field goals in the fourth quarter. One with about 20 seconds left that was like 6 inches short of making it. So Smyrna felt like missed opportunities. Felt like their defense played outstanding, except for maybe about 2 plays they completely shut Siegel down.
But I agree. Siegel managed just 2 first downs in the second half. And so,
like they just completely shut them down.
Siegel's getting in those, what do you call them, muck-up games, or just slobber knockers.
Right.
They did it with Cookville. They've done it now with Smyrna. Their 3 wins could be 3 losses, but they found ways to hang on.
Credit to Coach Renshaw. You keep your kids bought in. You keep battling. You keep fighting. You keep your head down. And at the end of the game, if you're ahead on the scoreboard, even if it's 1 point, it still goes in the left-hand column.
But the thing, too, it's been a long battle for him. I mean, they had a kind of a losing culture in the sense that he inherited. It's taken a while to change it, but he stayed with it, and we can see.
Full credit to Coach Renshaw.
So congratulations to them. Looking at state rankings right now, Eagle is hanging on at number 6 in their division. Oakland is 1 in 6A. Blackman is number 6, and Riverdale is hanging on at 10. That's kind of a shaky 10 right now, but I think people still respect who Riverdale's played is the reason they're there. All right, let's look at this week's game. Starting off, we just got through talking about the Stars, Rod, but there's a different animal coming tomorrow night.
Yes, it's Oakland. It's this is another one that most of the Siegel kids came from Oakland High School. So, and whether it's basketball, whatever, they don't like each other. And it even started from the bands and all, because some issues that happened with the instruments and stuff, even from back in the past. It's been a kind of a war, but they've got a really tough one to play.
Should be a big crowd tomorrow night. Mr. Creasy's looking forward to making some money for the Siegel program, but the Patriots are coming. Danny, Riverdale, number 10, is going to a struggling Stewart's Creek.
You know, Stewart's Creek started off 2-0. They've lost 2 in a row. Battled some injury problems, especially one of the key spots, their quarterback. He's a little bit of a question mark just because of injury. This is a big game for both of these teams because, you know, Stewart's Creek does not want to go 0-3 in the district. Riverdale does not want to go 1-2, still having Oakland looming. You know, so you want to make this is a big game for both schools. Then that's it. It's Riverdale. How well do you travel? You know, can you go to Stewart's Creek and get the job done? I think that they can, just because I think that Riverdale is a very talent-laden squad. You just have to figure out how to put it all together. And so far, they against Laverne, there were some signs, but I think that they're figuring out themselves a little bit more. And if they can, you know, that's the way it's been the last few years. Kreisky has done an excellent job of building this team and getting better every week. And I think that that's what they're doing right now.
I'd like to see the offensive line play, get a little better, and find a running game, because teams are going to start just teeing off on the quarterback. If playoffs started right now, your 4 teams in our new district, Rockville, Siegel, Blackman, Oakland, will be playing tonight if it was playoff time. So it's getting where it's you got to be making those good decisions and playing good football. Laverne, we mentioned, is on the road at Blackman, 0-4 versus 4-0. Rod, tough test for the Wolverines.
It's going to be a very tough test, and based on Blackman's game last week against Nolensville, apparently they're really gaining their confidence. I think they're really getting stronger.
Well, I think the Riverdale game did it too for them.
Yes, I mean they
really got over that hump, and they're like, we smell playoffs. We smell again top 10 in the state. They're giving up just 7 points a game defensively. We mentioned earlier the quarterbacks. He's a hard guy to handle. I mean, he can run and throw the ball really good. I said I'm going to Eagleville. It's Cornwall, a tough 3-1 team coming into Eagleville.
Yeah, big matchup for the Eagles. You know, like you said, this is their first district game, right?
First district game.
So you know, you want to get off the schneid. You don't want to go 0-1. You want to go 1-0. So big game for Eagleville. It's at home for them, which is good, because, you know, that's the thing about their district is it's not like the Rutherford County district. You know, road games are road games. You know, when I said Riverdale goes to Stewart's Creek, 15 minutes up the road, I don't know if you classify that as a road game. You're not playing on your home field. But this is a road game. Cornersville coming to Eagleville.
Yep. So, KP, I'll be there by kickoff, so I don't miss you. He ran a kickoff back against Cascade, but got
Another
flagged.
one of the McFadden boys.
Another one of the McFadden boys. You got to like them. PCA Rod's going Chattanooga, not South Bend, to play Notre Dame.
Yes, and Notre Dame has traditionally been a very tough team. They're in a bigger division, and they've been fighting to get in the playoffs. They've gone fairly far many times. A lot of times the teams from Middle Tennessee, like Upper Manette, will have to play them to get to the next level. Although they are, well, I think 1-3, but are 1-2, and so there's a chance, but they're going to be tough.
They're going to be tough on the road. They've lost to Notre Dame's lost to Ray County, CAK, and Boyd Buchanan, and they're 11-1.
Yeah,
so
Boyd Buchanan, you know, is Gary Rankin's
team. Yep, I do know that. So that's a tough matchup. Danny, Middle Tennessee Christian host Concord Christian.
One of their few home playoff games, or home games, period, for the regular season, because like I said, they're on the road a lot this year. Got lots of big road trips. So important game for Middle Tennessee Christian. You're 2-1 right now, 1-0 in the district. You want to continue to build on that. They 63-0 last week. So what are you going to do this week? So big game for them. Should be a good crowd. Because, like I said, get there to see those Middle Tennessee Christian school boys, because those Cougars may not, like I said, they got some long road trips this year.
They do. All right, and our game of the week, WGNS, will be there tomorrow night in Smyrna. Did you invite the award-winning team to come to your special place?
The Stadium Club, yeah, they got the invite. We'll see if they come or not. You know, I told them that we welcome them with open arms to the Stadium Club down there. Should be a really exciting football game. You mentioned about Rockville and their defensive line. You know, Smyrna's pretty dang good on defense too. It could be this could be a 10-7, 12-10 type game as well. You know, it ought to be a good head knocker. You know, I'm excited.
Well, and Roddy, we talked about the line play at Rockville versus Smyrna, and so Smyrna likes to run the ball a lot, but Coach said he felt very good about his quarterback last week.
Yes, they may have found something. He was the freshman quarterback when Smyrna won the district as the freshman district 2 years ago. Last year had a broken leg, so he didn't play at all, and so now he's back, and he gives them a little bit of a dual threat option. And I think that he played well last week. They just, like I said, when it was winning time, they just couldn't make the necessary plays, kind of like them Tennessee Vols. But
you had to say it.
I had to. Sorry about that. Sorry, Clark. But very encouraging. His play last week was very encouraging, and that's what Smyrna's downfall has been so far. They could easily be 3-1 or 1-3, but they just need to find a way to get a little bit more offense going, especially in the red zone.
Roger will be there as well, right?
Yes, and if you like hard hitting, this will be a good game to go to.
Absolutely right. I want to mention a kid for the Bulldogs. When we talk about defensive line, Jerry Martin, he's a defensive lineman. He had 12 tackles last week against Siegel. How many times do you hear about a D lineman, an interior D lineman, having 12 tackles?
And 2 sacks.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
12
been a
tackles,
while.
2 sacks.
He's trying to throw up Aaron Carter numbers.
Well, yeah, and I tell you what, the kid's got a great motor and a great heart, and he's really a competitor.
All right. Pigskin pick time real quick. I'm still dead last. I'm sorry. Still dead last. Bill and Brian are on top at 36-10. Rod's right behind them, 1 game back. And then John and Danny are 3 games back. Again, Vanderbilt
Danny.
Yeah. Vandy killed me. Tennessee killed me. The Titans didn't kill me because I didn't think they was going to win. We're pretty in agreement most games this week. We all agree with Middle Tennessee Christian, Eagleville, Riverdale, Oakland, and Blackman. We all believe in Vandy Navals and their cupcakes. Danny's going with the Titans. He's going out on a limb going with the Titans.
When it's darkest, sometimes the sun comes on up, And that's the thing about it is, this is one of those times where I felt like, how can I maybe get a game on everybody? How can I maybe pick up a game on everybody?
That's
darkest before the dawn.
I thought about it. John and Bill went with PCA. The rest of us went with Notre Dame because it's on the road. Our split is the game of the week. Smyrna and Rockville. Rod, Bill, and Danny went with the Dogs. Myself, John, and Brian went with the Rockets because I just think the Rockets have found something. I mean, that Coach Counts is impressive, but like we said, that's going to be a heck of a game tomorrow night here on WGNS if you can't get out to Smyrna to see it. All right, that's all we got for this segment. We're going to come back and close out the show.
Head over to J. Mullins Jewelry to check out their selection of rings, watches, custom design jewelry, and much more. They're a local business located at 352 West Northville Boulevard right here in Murfreesboro. They have gifts for all occasions, weddings, graduations, anniversaries, whatever you need, you can find it at J. Mullins Jewelry. That's at 352 West Northville Boulevard or online at mullinsjewelry.com.
Middle Tennessee Christian School, training for eternity.
We're going to be an educational institution that teach Bible every day. Every subject we teach, we're going to teach through a biblical perspective. In every aspect of our school, we're going to do it through a Christian perspective.
MTCS President Matt Tiller.
That also means that everything we do, we have to be excellent. We feel like Christ calls us to excellence. And so that means we have to be excellent academically. That means we have to be excellent athletically because that's what God calls us to. It's a great place to be.
Invest in your child's future in an environment that fosters Christ-centered values. To find out more, visit mtcscougars.org.
Each team knows which play can be the winning move. I'm Good Neighbor State Farm Agent Celeste Middleton, and I'd love the opportunity to talk to you about combining your home and auto insurance. Call me at 615-895-2700, and I can save you time and money.
It's not just a home or a car. I'm State Farm Agent Dana Womack. We see your home and car as the time and memories you put into them. Give me a call at 615-900-0877 and let me help you give them the protection they deserve.
At Middle Tennessee Electric, we see the lines that link us all, illuminating our neighborhoods, empowering our businesses, and helping us to recharge. Because we believe in the power of good energy. Whether it comes from our grids, the sun, or a kind heart. And as your family and our region continue to grow, you can trust that we'll always be there for you. Middle Tennessee Electric, bringing good energy.
We're at Rick's Barbecue talking with Anne-Marie Brentz, who says they're ready to feed your entire crew with the family pack.
It's a pound of pork or any of our pulled meats, and then you get two 16-ounce sides, and then you get a bag of chips, which are plain or barbecue, and then the buns come with it, and then you get one of our drink choices, which is either a 2-liter of one of our sodas or a half-gallon of one of our teas.
And don't forget the famous Rick's Loaded Baked Potato.
That's the biggest potato you can get. They're right at 2 pounds.
Let Rick's Barbecue do the cooking, 212 Warrior Drive.
Primetime Sports, presented by Ideas Tees on 1019, 100.5, 1450, wgnssports.com, and Big G TV.
All right, let's close out this show. This weekend on WGNS, you got Braves baseball at Detroit, if you care, on Friday and on Sunday. Friday night, the Thunder pregame show starts at 6 o'clock. 6:30, the award-winning crew calls the Smyrna football versus Rockville, but y'all are all going now. I want to go to Smyrna, too. I can't be in two places.
Well, come on. Stadium Club will invite you in there, Clark.
Well,
come on, baby.
Appreciate that. After the game, you can listen to Friday Night Thunder to hear the scoreboard show for all the scores, but you can also keep up with all the scores on WGNS. Check them out. That's what I do every Friday night, checking out, see how everybody's doing. On Saturday, it's the Coaches Show, starting at 9 o'clock with Riverdale, and every 15 minutes, hear your favorite high school coaches. And then MTSU football starts at 4:30 here on WGNS as they take on Marshall. And then Monday, if you'd like to hear Coach Derek Mason, hopefully talk about win number 2 for the Blue Raiders at homecoming. So should be a good weekend of football. Should be some good weather, even though I said we need some rain. But let's wait till after football. Let it rain on Monday.
It can rain on Monday. Don't forget about, if we're going to, let's talk a little quick picks here. In the Pennsylvania Derby, how about Gosger? That's my top pick, 4-1 on the morning line for trainer Brendan Walsh. 2 wins, 3 seconds, and 5 starts this year. How about Baeza? He's been third in the Derby and the Belmont Stakes. His trainer, John Sheriff's a friend of mine, very zen-like. He compares him to moonshine. How small can his bubbles be? He thinks they're going to be pretty small this time, because that means some higher proof. And if we're going to talk about the cotillion, we're going with the horse that you need to remember always, Clark, when you think about any kind of UT football, good cheer. We always want to be in good cheer, no matter what. It's just a game. Come on, Clark. It's okay. It's just a game. Good cheer in the cotillion for my buddy Brad Cox.
Well, that's the last question of the night. Pre-game, what are you offering Rod to eat tomorrow night?
Well, we're going to have Bean Brothers Barbecue. I'll do a little commercial for my boy Rooster Bean down there. Bean Brothers Barbecue in Smyrna. They're the ones who cater for the Stadium Club. We're going to have brisket sliders, chicken sliders, pork sliders, and coleslaw. And then the culinary arts at Smyrna will be doing the desserts. So come on in there and get your fill, boy.
Well, I'll help get the equipment up, and then I'll tell Brian I had to go to the restroom, and I'll slip it over there.
Come on in. Come on in.
Stadium Club, Eagleville Concession Stand. Man, that's 2 good choices. All right, guys. Thanks.